Berlusconi in?
Well, I think quite a lot. Certainly the political pressure on him has been building over recent days, not least because of the fact that the bond markets have sent the interest rate that Italy has to pay on its debt absolutely soaring. There is an absolute lack of confidence in Prime Minister Berlusconi, Silvio Berlusconi's ability to push through the kind of tough austerity reforms that the country needs to get the country's economy back on track. That's something that's been made clear internationally at the G20 in Cannes a few days ago. Yesterday, Silvio Berlusconi asked the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, to monitor its economic progress in order to give a sense that there's international oversight of this. But here in Italy, you can see in the capital, Rome, tens of thousands of people, as you mentioned, marching through the streets in one of the main squares in the centre of Rome, voicing their concern with Silvio Berlusconi as well. Not just are they concerned about his abilities as an economic steward in these very difficult times, but they're also very opposed to him as a leader because of all the personal sort of sex scandals or corruption scandals that have been surrounding him over the past several months and years. It's all building up to a head with a possible confrontation in the Parliament next week.
Let me ask you about that, because he has survived something like 50 confidence votes in his career. This one could be different because he seems to be losing, as you mentioned, so much support. What does the math look like? Could this really be the end of that remarkable career?
It could. In fact, the figure is 51 confidence votes that he's survived since he came to power. So he's a veteran at surviving them. One of the things he's been able to fall back on is his coalition having this, pretty strong sense of self-preservation. It's always been able to close ranks and to muster through in a confidence vote if it hasn't been strong enough to pass the kind of meaningful legislation that the country needs. That, though, is starting to change. There are at least 6 people associated with his coalition, 6 MPs, that have distanced themselves from him. A couple of others as well have indicated they may go over to the other side, and so the numbers just aren't stacking up for him. He hasn't announced the date of a confidence vote yet, and the expectation is that Silvio Berlusconi will try to negotiate with these rebels, try to bring them back on side ahead of any kind of vote. But still, it is very touch and go at